Three, two. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest in a series of Niwa author interviews. Today, we are joined with the acclaimed mystery writer, Paty Jager. Um, so, you have several different mystery series, all set, I guess, in Central or Eastern Oregon. Is that correct? And you have,
Yes, I have the first one is actually set in Idaho, but the rest of them are all set in Northeast Oregon.
okay. And you've got several protagonists, Chandra High Eagle, Gabriel Hawk, and there's the Spony, or several series you have.
Yeah,
Sorry, there's the Chandra High Eagle series, the Gabriel Hawk series, the Spotted Pony Casino, and your latest one is the Cuddle Farm Mysteries,
correct.
starting with Mary, Mary, Mary Murder, which is
Yes.
quite a few Marys. Can you tell us a bit about that book? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the reason it has so many Marys is because how I came about the book is I was at Sumter Flea Market selling books, and I had my little Chiweenie dog with me. And I had a lady come up and sat with her for like 15 minutes. And then she got up and said, you really should to use her as a therapy animal. She's a really good dog. Use her as a therapy dog. And after she left, I turned to my friend, author friend Mary Vine, who was selling books too, and I said, I don't have time to go around and do therapy dog, but that's a really great idea for a mystery series. And then as we were sitting there some more, and there was a person selling like a record player, and they had old songs playing on the record player, and one of them was a Christmas song, and it was Carol of the Bells, and in it goes Merry, 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 Merry Christmas, Merry, 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 Merry Christmas, and my head was going Merry, Merry, Merry Murder, Merry, Merry, Merry Murder. So that's where I came up with my title for it, and that's why there's so many Marys, is because that song has that many, and it's set at around Christmas time. So
That's awesome. So partly based on somebody you happen to meet and partly based on a song that happened to be playing at the time.
and that's
Okay.
all it takes sometimes for me to get an idea.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so can you tell us a bit about the story there? So it's set at a
But yeah, it's set in, I call it Auburn, Oregon, but
right.
basically it's Baker City, Oregon, which
Hmm.
Auburn is a town that was around here at one time.
Right.
And the woman has therapy animals, which she has three dogs, a goat, a pygmy goat, a mini donkey, a chicken, and a rabbit. And then she takes them around to schools, to nursing homes, to hospitals, and they go around and they just comfort people for various things. And then she also has some people that come that she takes an animal to, and they talk, and it's just kind of a therapy animal to help them with things. And so in by being able to move around the community as much as she does, she hears things, can talk, has lots of people to talk to. So it makes her a really good amateur sleuth to be able um, to talk to people and to find clues that helps her to find who killed who, basically.
So she has all that access and is
Yeah.
well known. Sounds great. Um, let's see. So the your first series was the Chandra High Eagle, right? Um, Mysteries, and you've got quite a few of those. There's 16 of them um,
Yeah.
so far. Are you done with those, or will we see her again? Is she plan coming back at all?
My goal is that's it. The
That's it.
16 are it.
Okay. Yeah.
Although my readers keep wanting more, and I did in novella after the 16th book. I wrote a novella to kind of give my readers closure and kind of give a more explanation of why it ended. But I also kept it with that novella that it could possibly start up again if I run out of ideas for other books.
Okay. Yeah, she's somewhat an intriguing character, and there's some supernatural elements in those. Correct
Yes, she
with her.
yes, she's an American Potter, and her deceased grandmother, who is Nez Perce, comes to her in dreams and gives her clues that helps them solve the mysteries, murder mysteries. And in the first book, she's actually a suspect, my main character.
Hmm.
So that's why the grandmother comes for the first time into her dreams. That, and she had just been to her grandmother's funeral, So it's kind of, anyway, that's how I kind of weave the paranormal element into it, and a spiritual and paranormal type element. Um, so in it, so she's a potter. Her vases are go into art galleries, and in the first book, it's that art gallery owner who is killed, and she's the one who comes upon the body, and yeah, so that's kind of how it kind of all rolls into a ball and gets going.
Okay. So of these 16, so are these standalone each, or can they be read in any order, or should they always be read like sequentially? Or I guess it's
This
not one big overarching story, is it? Or is there?
No, not in this
Or,
series. Not in this series. Each book is a murder, and the murder is solved by the end of the book. The only reason somebody might want to read them in order is because there is a little romance element that goes throughout the whole series, and that's kind of like with this series. She she and the detective fall in love, and then they get married, and then at the end of the book, the reason I have it end is they adopt some kids. And so I thought, well, it's stupid for her to be going out and putting herself in trouble or possible death when she's got kids at home now. So I thought that so for me the series needed to end so she didn't look like an idiot going out and doing that. And so I did it, and then people were kind of, well, what's going on? Why did you do that? And so then I did the novella, which had the kids then as college students. So they're out on
hmm.
their, so she could possibly, and her detective husband now is now the sheriff. So I could possibly bring it up again with them as older protagonists. Um, but again, I came up with the new series, the Kettle Farm Mysteries, and I'm doing the Spotted Casino Mystery still, and I'm still writing Gabriel Hawk. So that's three series I'm trying to keep up with. So I really don't need a fourth.
Okay, right. Yeah. So the Gabriel Hawk series is still ongoing at the
Yes,
same time as you're doing the Cuddle Farm books.
and the Spotted Pony Casino. Yes.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
the Gabriel Hawk are my most popular ones,
Oh,
and I will probably keep writing them until somebody says, "Oh, this is lame. She can't write a good story anymore," or until I absolutely cannot come up with any more ideas. But I really love Gabriel Hawk. He's a Nez Perce, but he's a Oregon State Trooper with the Fish and Wildlife, so he's like a game warden, and it's set in Northeast Oregon where I grew up, and so I know a lot about the county and about the geography of it. And my brother still lives there, so when I decide to write a book and I need to know about an area, we usually go do a little road trip and go figure it out and look at it, and so that I actually know the area that I'm writing about most of the time. Right now, the book I'm writing right now is set over in Idaho, and I haven't had a chance to get over there yet. So we'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, I just it he he comes across doing his job as a game warden. He comes across bodies, and then he does all the investigating to find the murderer.
okay. And which one is that you're working on now? Is that another Gabriel Hawk, or is that
It's a Gabriel Hawk.
another? It is. Okay. And you do have more planned in the Cuddle Farm mystery series, though, right?
Yes,
Is that,
yes,
because those are.
yes. I do have more. It's just they're a little harder to come up because they're a cozy mystery. I tend to come up with darker ideas than normally go in a cozy. So I have to really think hard on the cozies or back my brain back when I come up. Oh, this would be really good. Oh, well, wait a minute. That's a little too gory or a little too out there or a little whatever for cozy. But I plan on doing more. Yes, because I like the characters.
Great. Yeah. Speaking of the characters, so when you do start a new mystery or new series, even I guess, how do you start that? Do you start with the characters first, or you come up with the idea of the mystery, or even the setting, or what comes
Um,
first, and how does all the rest work into it together?
just all of them pretty much. I came up with the main character, but I generally have a vision. Well, like the Chandra Haigo, my brother is an artist and does bronze work, statues, and patinaed for artists. And he just came to me one day and he goes, "Oh, I've got a great idea for a murder weapon." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So he explained to me how this bronze statue could be taken apart when they move it. It's a huge statue, but they take it apart to move it, and how one piece, the weapon that was on it, could be used as a weapon, then put back and nobody'd know.
Hmm.
And so that I had that in my head, and I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to have that, then I need to have an artist. And that's where I came up with my potter. And I have all my characters are Native American, except in my Cuddle Farm, the main character isn't, but a secondary character is. But I have them Native American because growing up in Wallowa County is where the Chief Joseph Band of the Nez Perce summered and wintered. But yet we never heard about them except during Chief Joseph days when they'd come in and be paraded down the street, and then they left again because they weren't allowed to be in the county. They had been banned from it, even though it was their land one time. And as I got older and did more research about it, it just became kind of a injustice thing to me. And so now I write the Native American characters. I put in that history. I add in how they're feeling now. I do a lot with the MMIW, Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women. I've had several books that are about that. It's just that's kind of my passion. What I want to write about something that people are going to learn something. And so that all of my books are kind of like that. Every one of them has something in there that you're going to learn something that you may not know already.
So it sounds like you do a lot of research there with those too. You mentioned visiting the locations,
Yes.
and talking to people, and I guess you've grown up immersed in the area and the culture.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so can you tell me about what other research you've done with those, or a little bit about something interesting you found, whether it made it into the books or not?
Okay, well, I've worked with a woman who lives in the Calder Reservation up in Washington. Her husband's Native American, and she's not, and she's a writer. And she took me around on the reservation up there when I was started writing my Chandra Hayugal books, because I have that where Chandra's family's from. And so we went up there and went around the reservation, and she was explaining to me because the Calder Reservation actually has 12 different tribes on it that are living together, and a lot of them were enemies back in the day, and they still kind of have some animosity. And she was explaining the hierarchy to me and all that kind of stuff, which is things that you wouldn't think about. You just think, oh, well, they're all Native American, they all get along. No, they don't. It's just like, you know,
Right.
Irish and English and, all that. They don't get along either. So anyway, it's just I found that fascinating, learning all of that. And then I had a woman on the Umatilla Indian Reservation who I worked with. She actually worked in the casino over there, and she also has lost 4 family members, and that either either they still don't know what happened to them or that they were killed. Um, so anyway, to violence. And so I've worked with her and learned a lot, and seeing and hearing her feelings on subjects and things like that has really kind of been embedded in me about more of how I want to portray my characters. But I also don't want to appropriate the culture because I am not Native American. Luckily, I've talked to several different Native American writers and explained to them how I write my books and all that. And they told me I'm going about it the right way because I have my characters. They're Native American, but they weren't. Well, Hawk was raised on the reservation, but then he left and went into the army, and then he joined the state police. So he hasn't been back on the reservation actually living for a long time, and he's been more integrated into the white culture. And Chandra was not raised in her native culture. So she's learning her culture. So as I learn new things and have my characters learn these things about their culture, I'm kind of teaching everybody and not trying to just say this is what they feel, this is how they. So that's so I've been really pleased that the other authors have the native ones have told me I'm doing it right. So that makes me happy. And I've got native readers who tell me the same thing, that they really enjoy my books and like the way I do it. So best endorsement I could get.
Yeah, that sounds like a great endorsement too, I think. Um, so let's see. You're a member of Niwa, the Northwest Independent Writers Association.
Yes.
And can you tell me a little bit about that? How long have you been a member? It's been a while, right? And what resources have you found or used through them?
Yeah, I'm thinking here. I think I've been a member about 5 or 6 years, something like that. I really I enjoy going and doing the events where we sell everybody's books, not just our own, but everybody's. I really like doing that, but because I am so far away from where they do a lot of those events, it has to be a 2 or 3 day event to make it worth my while to go and participate in it. Um, but it's my favorite thing to do. I do events all the time. Um, over here on my side of the state,
Right.
on the side. But I enjoy going and doing things with Niwa over there. And I also enjoy the camaraderie, just the being part of the Facebook page and receiving the newsletter and getting to hear about what everybody's doing and um, just kind of visit back and forth and stuff like that with people. That's nice because so far over here, I haven't found a very big group of writers, or the few that I do, which is typical of Eastern Oregon, is very cliquish, and so it's like you have to have a hard time getting yourself into the group to actually get something out of it. So I'm hoping now that I've moved more north, I'm hoping I can find a group around here that I can kind of get in with to just visit writing.
Mhm.
I'm not I'm not really a chatty person. I don't like small talk, but I do like to talk writing. I can talk writing all day long, and trying to find somebody else who's willing to do that too is hard to do sometimes. And that's what I want. That's what I need.
I understand that. Okay, I think we're pretty much at the end here, the interview portion. Where can people find you and your books? So do you have a website and are you on social media at all where they can
Okay.
follow you?
Yes, I am. I have a website. It's patyjager.net. And you can purchase my books in ebook, audio, and print from my website. You can also order my books from any e-vendor, from any audiobook vendor, from any print vendor. I'm wide. I don't, yeah, I'm wide distribution. And then I'm on Facebook, author Paty Jager. And then I'm on Instagram, Paty M. Jager, I think it is. Um,
And we'll put all those links in the description of the video here.
yeah.
So,
Um, that's it. I don't do a ton of social. I have enough trouble keeping up with the few I have. So, and I have a blog, Writing into the Sunset, and a blog, Ladies of
oh,
Mystery. So,
okay. Yeah, those both be interesting then too. So I'll link both those in there as well.
mhm.
Um, so I think we're done, and thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.